Johnny's.
Hello, everyone.
So, very interesting matchup we got here. We have Insane versus Megavolt. Yeah, they don't want to go by Team Envy. They want to go by Megavolt. So, this match does have some interesting playoff implications. Envy does have the advantage here. Let's take a look at the standings real quick. MV are currently in first with 10 points. Actually, that's kind of a lie actually, because MV are actually -2 against Remake in head to head for the tiebreaker. But I think they're just listed as first right now because they have the overall plus minus. They have what is it? They have a better overall plus minus, but that's actually the second tiebreaker, not the first. So it's a bit of a deceitful standing there. But basically, what's going to happen here is if MV beats IS, they're going to clinch first seed and they're going to play Eternal Midnight in the playoffs. If they lose this match, however, they're going to fall to second seed and they're going to play Equivoke instead. So it's actually very important for MV to get a win here because Equivoke is a very strong team both in Sui and Troll, and they're also very consistent as well. They also have very good chem. Eternal Midnight is also a decent team. They can be very good on their day, but every so often you do get these matches where you see them falter a little bit, whether it's nerves under pressure or if it's just overall a lack of chem. But yeah, MV need to win in order to secure first seed. And then IS, what they need to do actually is beat MV by 57 points or more and then win their last match. The reason why that is because their last fixture, the reverse fixture, MV defeated IS by 56 points, actually. And if you see the table, it actually says plus 36, but there was a -20 troll penalty put upon IS. So IS need to win by 57 or more in order to have a chance to make playoffs.
Wait,
And
hold on
then,
1 second. Sorry for
go ahead.
interrupting you, but isn't Remake beating MV head to head?
Yeah, because well, Remake played MV twice, and the first time around, MV beat Remake by 20. Second time around, Remake beat them by 22. So they have +2 in the head-to-head, plus minus.
All right. So that means that if IS beats MV and they beat Final Stand on the next match, that means that IS will get either first or second seed, depending how they're doing head to head to Remake, and
No,
MV will actually be kicked out of playoffs.
IS cannot control Remake because they cannot play. They already played Remake, and they're not going to be able to play Remake anymore. And Remake are ahead of them by quite the amount of points.
Yeah, but they're
What they
playing
can
against
do,
Final Stand right after.
yes. What I'm saying
So
here is that MV has one match left, and IS has two. IS need to beat MV by 57 or more to gain that advantage in head to head, and then they need to beat Final Stand. And if that's the case, then MV will actually be knocked out of the playoffs, and IS will scrape second seed.
yeah, that was what I was trying to mention. So this
Yeah,
is a big match for MV as well. It's not
it's
about
a
getting
bit
the first seed.
confusing, yeah. But yeah, both teams they definitely need to step up here, especially IS. Their back is against the wall right now, so they're gonna have to pull out something. And then let's take a look at the lineup, shall we? Real quick. So on MV side, we have Emperor, Kazuro, Nact, Yax, and Horse bagging. And then IS, we have Charge, Logan, Hawk, Thunder, and David bagging. Um, relatively even match lineups here, actually. In terms of Suicide, I think they're both gonna throw some punches. And then for Troll, though, I do think IS has the advantage in Troll because Logan is a decent troller, and IS actually um, they haven't played very many troll matches, but when they have done very well. Um, and then some key players here, I would probably have to say for MV, I would say Kazuro. Kazuro being new, because he knows IS very well. He's played in IS a lot, and he knows their play style. So if Kazuro can keep them at bay, whether it's schlagging or if it's just outrunning them, just knowing their play style, that'll be huge for MV. And then for IS, I would probably say take a look at Charge, because for one, we're going to be casting him. And second, he hasn't played in a few weeks, so we'll see how Charge does. If Charge plays well, I think IS will have a good advantage, but I feel like Charge's performance is going to have a major impact on this entire match as a whole. And then Hawk obviously is a very good runner as well. We do see Thunder coming up from Team 2. He's a decent runner as well, so don't sleep on Thunder. Both lineups very equally matched, honestly, and I think it's going to make for a very good match. And it will
I
be
have to give.
Sui.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I was gonna say that I have to give an advantage to Megavolt because they have a team wise a better LU because they have been playing with each other for so long, and they have the chemistry. And Horse has been begging for longer than David, and he has more experience. If Horse
Yeah.
can get his game together and pull the shots, I think Megavolt has a huge advantage over IS.
Yeah. In terms of chemistry, Megavolt has the advantage here because they've been playing together for a while. They're a tight knit group. IS here, I do think that they can be good on their day, but if we're talking about chemistry, they're not the most consistent because they've been very up and down this season. They've had a couple good matches, but a couple matches. Let's rewind to week 2 against MV. Um, Not only did they lose that like by a decent amount of points, but they actually had like a couple moments where their chemistry wasn't very good. There was a clip where Hawk was getting pretty angry with them, especially with it was in BCW basically, and he was basically saying that you guys should just spread out, don't worry too much about indivs, because Charge was shrooming up and he actually I think bumped Hawk into the wall. But yeah, that's just an example of how their chemistry can get to them. So if they can get their chemistry in check here, that's going to be very important.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like they have really good individual players, but it's up to which team plays better as a team instead of who can score the
Mm-hmm.
most.
Yes, with evenly matched sides like these two, chemistry goes a long way. And then how many are in room right now? There's an advert on Twitch right now.
There's currently 10 people in room. We're about to start.
Oh, okay.
We're just
I see
waiting
it
for
now.
room stability.
Okay, yeah, I see it now that the ad just went away. Went away. My Wii Chuck. Oh, I didn't see that. My Wii Chuck might die. Yeah, Charge has a bit of a ghetto controller. Every so often he does have controller DCs. That might be another factor in this match. Hopefully not though. You hate to see controller DCs happen in matches. It's just, especially if you're like in first or something.
Not even in first. Like even if you're holding a powerful item, it can change
Oh
the
yeah,
amount of the game.
yeah, exactly. Especially like let's say you have Bill in fourth or something, and you have Shock. It's just gonna be broken. But yeah, we'll have to see. Obviously, as I said before, Charge is a bit rusty because he hasn't played in 2 weeks, so his performance is going to mean a lot for this match.
All right, we're almost ready to start. We're just waiting for room stability. That is on very good. Hopefully, this match will be starting soon.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if I'm allowed to do shoutouts as a caster. I don't want to be. I don't want to be too biased. I want to stay as impartial as possible. But
I mean,
I
we
was
have
gonna
done
shout.
it in the past, so I think
All right.
we're.
I was gonna shout out my boy Kuralte. Just want to say shout out to Kuralte. Kuralte der Ekte. Hmm. Who do you think? What's your prediction for this match? Actually, I don't think we've done predictions before as casters, but who do you think's gonna win this? I think you said Millivolt, right?
Yeah, I honestly think Megavolt is gonna win this because they have better communication, better teamwork, and even though like IS like has better players, like individual players, I feel like that team is more of a pickup. Like they pick up this player and this player, they try to mesh it together. Sometimes can work, sometimes it doesn't. And I feel like even though I feel like they're a really good team, I'm pretty sure like Megavolt is gonna have it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's honest. I honestly think it's going to be very close because IS have a lot to play for in this match. They absolutely need to win this, especially by a decent amount. Um, I honestly see this going IS's way, but not by much. I feel like it's going to be like a win for IS by like 10 or so, which is not going to be nearly enough. But um, yeah, that's how I see it. But you're right in the sense that it is kind of an insta team meshed together. Not necessarily an insta team because they have a couple players with good chemistry, like Crash and Hawk. Crash not playing here though, and then Charge and David. We're just gonna have to see how they fare in this match, particularly.
All right, so the match is starting.
And I didn't actually get to see the spots in room, so I'm not sure. It'll pop up in just a second, though.
And now that you mentioned that they actually have to win by a lot, it gives it makes things tougher for IS to win. Even if they win, it has to be by a lot.
Correct. They have to win by 57 or more, and then win their last match too. Even if they win by 57 plus, they still have a job to do against Final Stand in their last week.
All right, so we have the match starting. IS seems to be picking BC Wii.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I could believe that Charge knows how to do the glitch. I didn't pick up if it was using Daisy or not.
We are going to see Toad's Factory coming out. Even though that is of the German language, there's only one track with Toad in it, so there you go. We'll see how Charge holds up in first here. I'm not sure what the other spots in room, so I can't tell the draft spots.
They might be top 2-4. No, they're 1-4. I don't understand why Charge wouldn't go for Nida Box if he didn't have his teammate behind.
And I believe Astrid is Yax. I could be wrong though. Yeah, he's also using Rosa. So I don't think I've ever seen Yax not use Rosa. We do see MV occupying a lot of the mid spots here. Looks like 2, 3, 4. Charge is gonna have to start back spamming and making the shroomless. He's gonna have to start breaking away.
The
Looks to me, yeah, everyone made shroomless behind him too, so he's gonna have to continue this run. Paying attention to the bagging battle, looks like one of them has shock. Maybe no, never mind. Yeah, they're going back.
Like the pack is already slightly spread out, so this is not looking good for IS since MV is all behind them. But seems that Yax went down to an item.
I do see David going backwards. I'm not sure if he's trying to bait Yax into thinking he has something other than a shock. Actually, no, yeah, he's in the tunnel. Is he? No.
No,
I'm not entirely
he
sure
seems
who
to
has
have
it.
the shock already, since if he had the Billy, it was just gonna fall off.
Yeah, if IS have shock here, this is going to be huge because they are occupying bottom spots. They probably are holding dodges right now.
No TS coming for IS, so they're probably just waiting for the final.
Yeah, they're probably waiting for the final ramp. Yeah, TS them after the ramp, probably. Charge is not back spamming though, so I think IS is in second. So this could also be very good if they can secure top 2 and dodge up at the very end. Charge was able to run without a blue. I think they were also holding blue as well. Top 2 coming in for IS. There's the shock coming in late. Looks like, yeah, looks like... Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, it seemed that they got a few positions out of that shock, either a top 2-4 or a top 2-5. We don't know who's in the third position yet, but since Thunder didn't slow down, that would assume that MP got third.
Yeah, it looked from from the looks of it, I think IS dodged up from 8th to 6th, so I think MV got bottom 2. I could be wrong though.
A really good starting race for IS. We just gotta confirm the position soon. India
The
was a
top
top
3,
three
yeah, top 3
five.
5. 43 to 18. So that's a plus 25 race coming in for IS only after race 1. So this is looking very good. They cut down their point deficit to almost half in one race. Their head-to-head point deficit. So this is looking very good.
Indeed, it is, and now they have a really good positions for either a BCB pick or Maple, depending how spicy they're feeling right now.
Yeah, I think they're gonna pick BCW though. IS really does like BCW. MT though, I think they're also decent at it, but yeah, they are gonna stick to BCW from the looks of it.
MV
Peach
is
Garden.
opting for a Peach Garden. It's not a bad pick, but I would hopefully they can get items to catch up.
Yeah, Peach Gardens is actually one of MV's staple tracks from my experience playing against them. They really like that track. Vulcan, I think that's Grumble Volcano. I could be wrong though. My German is not the best, but yeah, it's Grumble Volcano. all right, I was right. Okay. I would say if you're IS, the bottom 2 runners should probably drop, like 3rd, 5th should probably drop for Shrooms. And I think only one of them dropped from the looks of it. Ooh, and Charge does get redded by Kazuro there. A bit of teammate on teammate action there. Because as you know, Kazuro is an IS, so he does know IS's playstyle very well, so he could exploit this.
Able to clutch that. Ooh, that power dodge was really unfortunate. He lost the shrooms, and it seems that MV is top 3 right now, unless if I...
No,
it's
IS
not.
first. That was a very, very bad power for Charge's end, though. Thunder... Oh! And MV got blued because Thunder got redded right before that. I wonder if that was MV's blue or not.
That had to be MV Blue attempting to hit Thunder. That was really unfortunate.
Yeah, I think they were a little overzealous there trying to red Thunder because, yeah, the blue came in. I think they should have just held out on the red. But yeah, we do see Charge in first. A couple people take cut, not entirely sure who it is. Neither bagger have shock, and neither bagger actually made backward strat yet. IS occupying top 2 at the moment.
And it's unfortunate that Charge couldn't get a decent item when people were taking the respawn. He only managed to pull a green shell. If he can keep back spamming.
I think he tried to... Yeah, that's a very good spot to back the green there, but I think he accidentally threw it forward instead of back.
Now, none of the baggers seem to have shock yet, so it's pretty much who... If MV has shrooms on top spots, and Yax is taking the
fell off,
shot.
so MV might have it here. No, shockless. I think MV will get a good race out of this, though.
Oh, triple reds for Yax. Is it gonna hit him? It does hit him in that top 2 for IS.
On the line. And he does
That's a top 3, well. Actually. Did it just hit top 4?
Charge redded him and backed him as soon as he landed. That was a good play from Charge.
Oh my god, rip Yax indeed.
I will say a bit of a lucky pull for Charge there, but he did make a meal out of that. He took those lemons and made lemonade out of that. Very good back spam at the very end there. Looks like a top 3 for IS.
It might have been a top 4. Indeed, it is a top 4. Holy moly!
Top 4 for IS. This is already a blowout. Oh man. So I think IS are already pretty much tied with MV in head-to-head plus minus. This is looking very good.
It was really unfortunate that none of the baggers could have pulled the shock, especially for the MV side. They could have turned this top 4 into a top 3 from their side.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened with the baggers though, because neither bagger made backward strat until I don't think they even made it at all until lap 3 possibly.
They didn't make it. They just stick to the boxes before the moving platforms. Or after the moving platforms, actually.
Yeah, IS are up 54 right now, meaning they're only down 2 in head-to-head plus minus. After 2 races as well, I certainly didn't expect this much of a push from IS. This is looking very solid. But Delfino does get picked though, so this could definitely ruin the momentum of IS depending on which items each team pulls and which team pulls the shock.
Indeed, it was a track pick that MV needed. Hopefully they can pull a comeback race or just swift the momentum of IS, because if they keep going, this is going to be game over before the GP ends.
Yeah. IS does opt to run in 1-3. I wonder if any of them are dropping though. Usually the strategy for luck tracks like this is to have top 2 spots run and then bottom 2 bag.
Charge is actually opting to drop for an item, and he pulls triple shums, not a bad chain.
Yeah, but IS are bottom 3 and now they might be holding a couple dodges. We're gonna have to see the bagging battle in just a second. It's very even actually right now. David actually gets the better of Horse there. Looks like he might be able to pull it here.
It seems that MV is sub 3 and Emperor is dropping with the reds, hitting charge. Good play from him. But since this is Delfino Square, the race is not over yet.
Yeah, that's Yax in first. I believe that could be an IS player in second. I'm not sure though, I could be wrong.
It had to be an MV player because Emperor dropped with the reds instead of throwing them.
Yeah, you're right. So it looks like a top 3 coming out for MV here. I don't think either bagger have shock yet actually, because they're still both going backwards.
It seems that Horse pulled the bill, so there's a high chance of that IS is going to pull the shock here.
I do see Charge holding a star. I do think, yeah, it looks like David might have shock. He's running away from Horse here, so they could IS could definitely come back here.
And since Charge has the star, this is looking really bad for MV. They will most likely chain it here, try to get a good items, and even test some of the MV members.
They're gonna get them after boxes right here, probably. Oh, and actually, Kazuro predicts the shock there first frame, but he could, Charge could red him out of the star here.
Looks he uses the star too early.
Yeah, that was a bit early from Charge there. Looks like Kazuro has first in the bag. Yeah, I think, yeah, if Charge had used that star just a frame later, he would have redded Kazuro out of his star, but it's, honestly, I don't blame Charge too much there, because I think Charge wanted to get, like, an early shock call there, because maybe he thought that Kazuro had a dodge there too, but either way, it looks to me like IS might have gotten 2-3 or 2-4. It was a relatively mixed race.
It wasn't a bad race for IS, especially since the lead that they have. A 2-3-4, actually a good race for IS, not so good for MV.
That was a +7 race for IS, so they're breaking away just a little bit more in the overall points, but not leading by much in the head-to-head. And just as a reminder for those of you just now coming in, IS needs to defeat MV by 57 points or more, because they're down against MV by 56 points in the head-to-head plus minus. And IS need to win this match by 57 or more, and the next match in order to make playoffs. And then MV just needs a win here in order to secure first seed and play Eternal Midnight instead of Equivoke. In terms of overall running, I think it's fairly even. IS maybe having a little bit of the better of the running, except for Delfino where they fell behind. But I think IS are taking advantage of their items and such more than MV are at the moment. I think that's the difference so far in this match.
Alright, here we go. RBC, good spots for MV, so can they draft up? But it seems
We do.
that Charge fell down for Willy Bomb.
Yeah, yeah, he had a lag start there, so could be a
Another
potential.
set of triple reds for him.
If IS can get up there early, Charge is definitely going to schlag with these, but it looks to me like both teams are occupying relatively mixed spots here.
Seems that IS is already at top 4.
Yeah, David failed backward strat though, so the stars are aligning for Horse to get shock here instead of David.
Actually, MV is in first place. This IS member, it goes down to a green shell. 234 for IS.
Yeah, there was a star coming in there from, I think, Emperor. Yeah, Emperor. There it is. 234 coming in for IS though. Interesting to see what Charge does here with the Mega because. Oh, and actually, David's winning the bagging battle now? No, Horse has shock, actually. He's running away from David. Charge does
forced to use the Mega due to the
yeah.
TC and slagging with another set of triple reds.
I do like this from Charge. I do like this because IS are 234 right now. And I do think that that MV have the shock right now. So just keep MV back a little bit. Let 2-3 break a little bit. At least secure relatively middle spots. I do like this though. We do see a POW though. I think maybe Charge might target POW first last turn. Unfortunate TC there.
For IS. And no target POW coming. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I got him actually. Yeah, I got him on the banister, but he's still occupying first. Whoever is in first, I think that might be Kazuro. Could be wrong though.
With a comfortable lead, they will need either a blue shell or a good shock to catch him.
Keep in mind though, I believe MV have shock though, so this could definitely change the race around depending on what IS is holding. Sorry, MV. MV were a lot of bottom spots towards the end of lap 1, while IS were mid spots. There's a shock coming in a little early. Only one person dodged.
And it was Emperor. He might be able to clutch second place depending on what he chained. It was a good shot from them since it was not that predictable. And
yeah, it was a little early. Yeah, that was a good. It was a good idea to go a little early there. But Emperor's only 4th. Okay, now 30. Redded Thunder. So 1-3 coming in for MV. I still think it's gonna be a mixed race with maybe MV getting a slight winning race, not too big of one.
I gotta give a quick shout out to Charge for being able to dodge those 2 green shells perfectly. He could have just choked and hit them.
Yeah, I saw that at the very end. Good awareness from Charge. He slowed down after he saw the back green trajectory there, or the random green. It kind of bounced around a little bit. So Charge slowing down there. Good awareness from him to keep third. Yeah, we do see a 1-3 coming in for MV, but it looks to me like... No, MV still won that race, actually. They won that by 3.
Yeah, but not enough, since they need to beat them head-to-head to have some sort of... to still have a chance, or to secure the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. If MV lose this by 57 or more, they're gonna have to hope and pray that Final Stand can beat IS in their last match. Otherwise, it's curtains for MV. Yeah, 48-point lead for IS, so they're a little bit behind now, but IS definitely has the momentum though overall, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep up the momentum or if MV can ruin it somehow. But relatively lopsided GP1 so far though. IS are doing very well, especially with the items they're getting. They're working with whatever items they get, whether it's the shock or triple reds, megas to schlag with, etc.
Alright, we're starting GP2. IS having the better positions in the room. Trying to keep up the momentum that they built on GP1. Probably gonna pick BCE.
I do think it'll be team picking BC Wii, and then on MV side it'll be team picking Peach Gardens.
Peach Garden is not a bad pick for either both teams since they have mixed positions.
Yeah, you could have on IS side could have 1-3 run, and then MV side 2-4 run, and then bottom 2 bag. But I do think MV are the kind of team though to have 3 people bagging sometimes and 1 running. MV are decent at getting back up there when they bag initially. So if MV, okay, so it is BC Wii though. So MV are gonna have to probably spam their items in the beginning, whether it's shrooms or just to try to get maybe charge out of first, because charge I think could run this decently, especially I think he knows how to make glitch as you said before. But him being out for 2 weeks, I'm not sure how the rust is gonna affect him, but he's been doing decent so far, at least in terms of item usage.
So no one seems to be going to the right. Oh, never mind. There's 2 people going to the right side. Maybe one of them will attempt to glitch.
Kazuro making it a little difficult for charge there by trying to outline him, but I think Kazuro might have gotten bumped in midair possibly, so charge is able to keep first. Horse is winning the bagging battle by a decent amount at the moment.
It seems that IS is currently top 2, so this is looking really bad for MV.
Right, but as you know, BC Wii, if Horse doesn't pull the shock here and he maybe falls off and continues going backwards, I do think that it is a decent strategy to just keep chaining boxes in 9th, but it looks to me like Horse has it already. Yeah, he's running away from David.
I still think that they should still use an early shock since IS is building a lead in top 2, unless if they already have a decent amount of dodges. I'm actually curious whether they're going to use it.
You do have a good point there. IS are breaking away a little bit. Early shocks are usually needed if the other team's breaking away a little bit. First ramp TS is a bit unpredictable, but they do respawn ahead of the ramp instead of before, so I don't think MV would opt to do that, and they didn't. They might just go for obvious TS on the second ramp here. We'll see.
It might have been the better play, unless if IS has any dodges down there. There's no TS. They might try the half bombs, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's what they'll do, but they're going to have to use this soon because IS are broken away in top 2 at the moment.
Unless if we were trying to get more dodges. I don't really understand why they didn't do the obvious TS. And there it goes, the shock.
There's
3
the shock.
flame runners going, dodging one of them in the bill, actually.
Yeah, there's Kazuro dodging up in a bill, but it looks like IS still have 2-3 safe, unless, no, they're in a mega. Okay, that's a very good draft there from Charge. That was very important. He kept 3rd. Without that, Emperor would have gotten 4th.
Not a bad shock for MV, but it could have been slightly better since slightly earlier. I mean, IS had a huge lead going into lap 3.
Yeah, and what is it? I was gonna say something. Yeah, IS have not gotten blued yet, actually, from the looks of it. Like, it looks like almost every race they've been holding the blue. And that's part of the reason why they've been breaking away. But MV got a good race out of that, though, 145. Considering the fact that IS were broken away in top 2, that's really not bad for if you're MV.
Indeed it is, and it's good to reset the positions in the room and maybe get a decent pick coming from them. A -3 race for IS, so they're up 55 and down 2 heads to head. Or down 1, actually.
45.
No?
I think 45, actually, not 55.
Toadbot says 55, unless if yeah, it does.
Okay, because the scoreboard before the BCW race, it was 93 to yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. For some reason, for a split second, I thought it read 141. A moment of dyslexia for me. So according to Sal, yeah, I didn't pick up on it, but Sal was watching the stream on Charge's point of view with the sound. There were stars used, so I think IS were trying to prevent the shock from being used earlier. So yeah, that was a good idea from IS to spread out their dodges so that MV wouldn't use it earlier. Thank you for that bit of information, Sal. Thunder is very good at running MH and particularly running tracks in general. So I expect Thunder to start breaking away a little bit, and depending on what items Charge gets, maybe Charge could back his life on the people behind him, and IS could break away in top 2. Again, though, we are seeing Horse winning the bagging battle by quite some distance here. Good work from Charge there, not trying to mess up Thunder or anything. Even when if he gets the draft, just hop away so that he doesn't wheelie bump Thunder.
Seems that IS might be top 3 since Charge is not attempting to backspan, and if they do, they already have a tremendous lead, so this is not looking good for MV.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks David is chasing Horse right now, so that's a very telling sign that MV do have the shock. And if they do, they're gonna have to use it soon because again, IS are broken away top 2, possibly top 3. I do think it's top 3 though, coming out from IS. It'll probably happen here if I'm honest with you. No, that means MV probably doesn't have shock. That's a bit of a surprise there.
David is actually driving forward, and there goes the first blue shell towards IS, hitting Thunder. But I believe that IS does have shock, and it will be pointless to cancel that blue shell since they were holding top 3 with a break.
Is this another case of IS David pulling shock in 9th? Usually when you bag against David, usually he does pull at least 1 in 9th. I'm not saying he pulls a bunch in 9th, but usually it's like a bit of a pattern. He pulls maybe 1 or 2 in 9th. But yeah, that was a good race coming out from IS. Regardless of the bagging battle or the bagging luck, IS still outran MV there. So it was good on IS's part.
It seems that IS stopped forward again, and if it does, it's looking really bad for MV right now.
There is another top 4 for IS, you're right. Oh. IS are breaking away even further.
MV really needs to shift the momentum now if they still want to have a chance to secure playoffs. 86 down 20 head-to-head.
Oh, IS have a plus 20 in head-to-head after 6 races, especially since they were down by 57 initially. That is what you call a turnaround if you're IS. That's very solid from them.
Even though MV is losing the match by 86, they need to keep the composure up since they're only down 20 head-to-head. It's easily comebackable within a race or 2.
Easily, yeah, it's easily feasible for MV. I do think MV are probably gonna stick to Peach Gardens again, unless they pick something else. Yeah, they are picking Peach Gardens from the looks of it. And I actually don't know what Blatterwald is, so I can't tell you what track that is until it gets picked. And it does pick Peach Gardens though. So MV finally getting a track pick. They're gonna have to probably have maybe one person, maybe 5th place run, and then have bottom 3 bag. Yeah, because one of them are probably gonna pull Shrooms or a Golden, so they can catch back up to the front. We do see Charge opt to go back for a dodge though, or Shrooms. Yax did pull something like a star or a bill, because he didn't take cut here. Probably a star.
I did not agree with that triple shroom usage, and Charge gets punished out of it by pulling
Yeah,
the TC.
I didn't either because he was still in fourth. He could have easily carried those shrooms up and used the taken cut lap 2, possibly lap 3 if no shock. He does pull a Mega though. Paying attention to the bagging battle, Horse is winning out a little bit at the moment.
I like how
interesting. Go ahead.
I don't want to flame anyone, but like that chain of a TC into a Mega, it's really interesting. I must say.
It was a bit lucky, but yeah, we did see Charge try to Mega the bagger. He was not successful. That probably means they have it. It's a very telling sign that they do. And Yax is holding a star from... I'm like 99% sure of that. Not sure about the other runners here.
I don't think neither bagger has a shock yet, since a Horse seems to be chinning.
We do see Yax
boxes.
getting back redded though, so any chance of probably dodging up to first is gone here, maybe, unless I think he'll probably still get first if he dodges up, but not by too much of a distance.
Neither of them has shock yet, since it seems that Horse pulled a bill. He was going for. I was gonna say he was going fast with the shortcut.
Yeah, he did fall off earlier, so I thought he had shock. Either he lost it or he just never had it in the first place.
Seems that IS actually has shock, and there it is.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Another Mega.
And he changed into a Mega. Is he gonna flatten him? Is he gonna flatten Emperor here? Doesn't.
He didn't even need to because of the greens, and that's another top 3, and that might be games for MV.
That was a good idea from Charge there, just to slow down Emperor. I think he might have gotten greened or redded there at the very end. But IS are just breaking away at this point. Really, really interesting lap 1 though. He chained triple shrooms into TC, and then okay, very, very high IQ plays there from Charge, must say. But overall, go ahead. Ooh, and that's the third top 4 for IS this match. That's quite unbelievable, if I'm honest with you.
I mean, now looking back at the play, like he was probably either attempting to getting a slagging item because it seemed that IS was up too, but still, I didn't agree with his play, but he still got rewarded by it.
I honestly do like Charge's willingness to schlag whenever he wants, but yeah, I do think he was a little overzealous there. I do think he could have probably taken cut with those shrooms, but MV is falling apart right now. I'm not gonna say it's pure luck though. IS has gotten a little bit of fortune with their luck, but they've been using their items very well. IS, and they have outran MV a few times when there were skill tracks being picked. BC, Wii, and MH as examples. Both tracks IS broke away in top 2 and top 3. So I shouldn't say it's pure luck right now. IS are actually up by 115, meaning they're up by 58 in plus minus, I believe, if my math is correct. So
yeah, as you said, like they were having luck with items, but they also been having most of the top positions up there. So
yeah,
a mix of both can only mean disaster for MV.
Yeah, so it evens out because IS have been running for the majority of this race, or this war. MG though. I do think MG is a good pick for MV. MG can be a very, very good track for ruining momentum, especially with the shock in cave. We'll just have to see who pulls the shock in the end, though. IS currently occupying top 2. A few people take gap. Not sure who's in first though. Didn't see the name.
I'm unable to see the name either, but it might have been IS member because Thunder. Actually, no, it was an MV member due to the POW attempt.
Yeah, that POW. I think it might have been a target POW on first, an attempt there. So 1-3 coming in from MV. That bomb comes in from Charge though, so it's gonna make them fall behind. Especially maybe because I think a few of them were pulled shrooms there. MV, they probably lost shrooms after that bomb.
Yax unfortunately fails the shortcut. That is not looking really good for MV right now.
Yeah. Sometimes mistakes like missing gap don't mean too much if your team's ahead, but that was a very, very crucial miss there from Yax, because IS are 1-3 right now. Had Yax made that, he probably would have gotten up to first, but especially with... okay, here's the shock, though. That was... Yep. This is going to take Kazra all the way to first. Who else dodges, though? I think another MV player dodges.
Unfortunately, they were not able to pull any TS.
Oh, Charge! Oh, good recovery. Good recovery there from Charge. The PAL sent him in the air, so he opted to trick on the second. Oh, the red actually hits himself because it was going for the person who missed gap, but it didn't mean much in the end there. Yeah, it didn't mean anything. But what was I saying before?
I should have had a flashback of Jeff's video that I don't know if you have seen it, that he attempted to Reddit someone that missed the gap. It was literally the same thing that just happened.
Yeah, but luckily for Charge though, it was only Logan who passed them up in the end. So didn't affect IS as a team. IS wins that race by 1.
Again, not looking really good for MV. They have 1 GP to come back with a 56 deficit, I believe.
Something around that. I think they have like 59 now, or I think it was 56 before. I could be wrong, but it's about a plus 60 around there for IS in terms of head-to-head plus minus. And for those of you just coming in now, IS has to win this match by 57 or more because they're losing by 56 in head-to-head against MV. If they want to make playoffs, they have to beat them by 57 or more and then win their last match. But IS took that and multiplied it by 3, and they're up by quite a bit. Actually, not by 3, more like 2.5, but still a very solid lead here from IS.
MV really needs to start changing the momentum of the match at the first race, or there might have been games for them.
IS are up by 116 in this match. So plus 60, yeah. Plus 60 exactly in the head-to-head.
IS literally only needs to secure 1 more race. Win 1 more race to secure the war. Unless if MV pulls something crazy the last 2 to 3 races.
I honestly really wonder what MV are going to pick here. They are picking DKS and Koopa Cape. I do think MV, yeah, and from my experience playing against MV, they do like Koopa Cape, but I'm not sure if Koopa Cape is the best track to play at the moment. I do think, even though they are getting a bit outshocked at the moment, I do think a shock-reliant track would definitely favor them, because they need just 1 race to kill the momentum of IS. I do think MV could run this, but I don't think they're going to get too strong of a race here. Maybe a decent race, probably, but we'll see. We do see Charge. He opts not to go for Shroom, but I think he's worried about his rust. But we do see MV getting top 2 as a result. Top 3, actually. Logan is goldening up from the looks of it, though.
MV might be top 4 now, actually, unless I missed an IS member
Logan
up there.
Logan goldened up. He's in 2nd at the moment. But IS occupying 1, 3, 4 at the moment. Or 2, 3, 4, worst case. I'm not sure if Logan's 1st or 2nd.
Charge managed to hit Thunder. Wait, was that... no, Emperor, my bad, sorry.
Yeah, the Wheeler. Good reactions there from Charge, dodging both of those back spams. Not sure whose PAL that was. I think it might have been IS is to get charge in the air.
No,
We
it
do
had
see
to be
one.
MV
Yeah.
spouse.
I'm not sure how MV lost third there. I think maybe they failed Shrimba. Not entirely sure though. I didn't see that. Neither bagger have shock though. Interesting idea for Char. I don't know about that shroom chain. He does get into another shroom though. I do think Charge probably could have stayed tight though and gone for the boxes on the left ramp though, because he did fall behind just a little bit there. Nobody has the shock yet. Oh, and he does cheese a Mega there. Charge with the Gurus there. But someone's gonna start. He's gonna opt to Schlag. I don't know. That's a very hard spot to Schlag in a Mega though. I do like the idea from Charge though. I think he should have probably kept running though, especially probably predicting the MV shock.
Well, he's most likely just attempting to scare the dodges out of them, maybe force an unpleasant shock.
It's just Charge's willingness to keep them back though. I do like that. Thunder will get TC'd though. Star coming in from Knack. He does get redded after the Star though. So it looks like a bottom 2 coming in from MV unless Charge doesn't
And
push
another
it.
Mega.
Oh. And a bottom 3 for MV it looks like. So IS are break. This looks to be like a blowout. This is one of the biggest blowouts I've probably seen in a long time. It's funny because okay, so counting this match, 3 out of the 4 matches I've casted for MK boards have been blowouts. The only match not being a blowout being SY versus... Actually, technically that was a blowout because SY did beat MO by 2 games to 0. IS getting top 2, 4, 5 here though. Yeah, this is an absolute thrashing on the hands of IS. I certainly didn't expect this. Go ahead.
That is games for IS, and all they have to do now is beat Final Stand to secure the playoff spot.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very, very big match for IS. Well, actually, I wouldn't say it's not technically not over for MV. I mean, they're down like 70 or 80 with 3 left, but they're gonna have to get top 4s and then probably a top 5 at the end. Actually, I think 3 top 4s will win it for MV, but looking very unlikely at this point. That's an understatement, though.
Just one last time before the matches, I gotta give a quick shout out for the Charge. His reflection and willingness to slack for the team is putting a big job for the team.
And earlier, when I said SY, I meant to say SY versus MO, not IS versus MO. It was an Elite Cup match where it was the winners bracket semifinals where SY beat MO by 2 games to 0. So pretty much every match I've casted has been a blowout. Triple Reds here coming from Charge has been pulling quite the Triple Reds this war. It's kind of funny to see, honestly. I feel a little bad for MV in that respect. I haven't really seen MV pull very many Triple Reds or Megas, but Charge and IS making lemonade out of their lemons in this war. I do see a battle for... Yeah.
Okay.
That was very good work there from Charge. He was blocking off the cut there, and he ended up bumping him in the end. I do like that coming out from Charge. Just keeping MV in the bottom 2 spots again, and then they're holding blue as well. So looking very good for IS yet again.
Attempting to bump EX out. A really good play.
Yeah. Honestly, I do think that despite some of Charge's plays, sometimes he isn't successful with his ideas. I do think that he does pose a very, very big threat in the mid pack. He is a good runner, but whenever he's in the middle of the pack, he is a very, very dangerous threat to be reckoned with. So Blue comes in though. Yeah, it does. It looks to me like it hit another one of the players in the explosion. So it looks to me like MV are still keeping first here. Looks to me like David had shock. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to RN Callum, who's watching the stream right now.
Hey, Callum, my boy, back from the MS days. MS, throwback to the MS 9th sock meme. We will. I think IS are probably gonna take cut here, and it does star Thunder though. But again,
Actually, he managed to not hit Thunder, but Thunder failed the shortcut.
Yeah, and he also fails to hit the MV player there. But again, the willingness to put team first over in divs is very good coming out there from Charge. He was called an indiv back in week 2 when when Hawk got upset with Charge for shrimming up at like the end of BC Wii and bumping Hawk. I think there were people saying, "Oh, he's an indiv," but I do think it was just kind of a lapse of attention from Charge. We do see Charge wheeling dancing with David though, so that's kind of the summary of the war right there. The wheelie dancing. It's just IS is just having a they're just having a blast here. Kind of just they're kind of coasting at the moment now. But Envy still got a good race out of that 134. I think they're down. Envy are down like 60 or so with 2 races left in the head-to-head plus minus. There was
it seems there was a reset.
Yeah, Hawk DC in the end. But yeah, story of this war so far, IS has outran MV in some of the tracks, and when MV started to get up there, IS has just been able to turn it around with shocks or schlagging items.
MV is currently down 68 with 2 races left. They will need a top 4 and a top 5 to at least tie the match.
Yeah, let's tie the overall. Yeah, the overall plus minus. But just based on how the war has gone, I don't think that'll happen. But I do think the reset as a whole might just be what MV needs to recoup, because it wasn't looking good for them, except for the BCW race where they got, or BC3 where they got 134. But other than that, they kind of needed that reset.
They needed a reset like 4 to 5 races earlier. It's a little bit too late for MV.
Mm-hmm. I will say, the man of the match in this particular match, I would probably say Thunder, because Thunder sometimes is underlooked, because like back in the day he used to play in lounge quite a bit, and people were like, "Oh, he's just a T-tier. He's not gonna be good in the big leagues." But Thunder has been probably the most important player for IS2 in Division 4, and he has played a couple matches for IS1. He's moved up a few times, and he's been showing the world that he is capable of playing in D2, and I think he did a very good job. He was in tough spots a lot of this war, so like him or not, Thunder has made a huge impact in this match and with IS2 and IS1 as a whole.
Now that you mentioned that, like, I haven't really played with him in a long time, but he always had this a good T-tier, good lines. He just like lacked how can I say game awareness. Yes. Mm-hmm. But he seemed to improve that a lot just by looking at the stream at this match.
Yeah, I think he has vastly improved from from season 15. Actually, this is season 16. Actually, correct. Just making sure.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, it's season 16. IS2 did win D5 in season 15. Thunder was in that team, but obviously it was D5. So Thunder did play well that season, but it was only D5. So he still had doubts coming into this season with IS2 and IS1, but he has vastly improved over the past few months in terms of item usage and game awareness, as you said before, which was with he was lacking that before. He has vastly improved though. And then IS1 as a whole, if they can keep this up, like I said before, they are good on their day, but their chemistry sometimes lacks. But this match in particular, their chemistry was very evident. And if they can keep this up, they're going to be very dangerous if they make playoffs.
It will still be a challenge to beat Team Equivoke. I have Equivoke. But they can still manage to go far, maybe reach finals if they manage to beat. Actually, no, they'll have to play Equivoke if they
have to
make it to playoff.
Best case scenario, they're gonna get second seed because Remake, they are ahead of IS in head-to-head plus minus, and they won't be able to play each other anymore. And the best case scenario for IS will be tying against Remake in overall points. So the best thing they can do is get second seed and play against Equivoke, and Equivoke is very strong in both formats. So IS still have a lot of work to do in terms of the last week playing against Final Stand and against Equivoke if they make playoffs. But if they can keep this up, I do think they will hold their own against both teams.
Didn't Thunder MVP on D5 last season? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think he did, and he also MVP'd this season for D4. So Thunder is relatively good in low divs, but like I said before, he has proved his doubters wrong in terms of playing in the higher divs. He has held his own, and I think in this match he kind of broke out a little bit. So that's good on Thunder's part. And then I do think Hawk and who else? The Hawk and Logan have done decent running as well this match, and Charge has been mainly the pack player, and he's done a decent job of it. Say what you want about his item usage in Peach Gardens and a couple other occasions, but he has successfully kept MV back in top two, bottom two, and bottom three in a lot of the races. So credit to Charge for that.
Just also wanted to give another quick shout out to our 58 viewers watching us right now. Thank you so much for watching this match with us.
It's a decent turnout. Our highest was probably like 70 or 80. Actually, I think around 90 in the EL Cup finals last year, EL season finals last season with Wally Wogs and Sincerely Yours. But 63 now, it's not too bad for a regular WL match. I can only assume that playoffs will get a few more viewers.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, we do plan on casting a lot of the playoff matches. Not a lot, but a decent amount of playoff matches, especially since I'm finishing up building my PC and I'm going to be able to stream host a lot. I wasn't able to before because my laptop is kind of dying. We actually didn't get to stream AV versus VC yesterday because we had no stream host, and I could have stream hosted if my laptop could actually run it.
And I definitely didn't forget about it while playing Fortnite.
Yeah, definitely not. Nah, definitely not. But we are having a bit more interest in terms of casting and a bit more activity in stream hosting. Because Monies was previously a caster, but now he's actually learned how to stream host too. So stream hosting, we're going to be able to have a few more of those. So more stream hosts means more matches. I got the bad mic, Dino. But that won't be for long because I bought a USB mic on Amazon, and once I build my PC, I'll be able to use that USB mic because my PC actually slows down when I plug it in.
I wish I could have done that, chicks. Anyways, going to
GB2?
race 11. I
It is
have absolutely no idea. Indeed,
Yeah,
it
it is
is.
GB2.
They need a top 5 and a top 4-9 to win the match because 2 top 4-9s is just 62.
And I do think that is why MV opted to go for GB2 because they need the top 5 at least once. We'll see how Charge holds it. Yeah, it looks like Yax and Thunder both trimmed up. Thunder actually bumps Yax. I think Yax wheelied into Thunder. And he falls all the way to last, actually. So top 2 coming out for IS.
This is not looking really good. They need to pull a shocking knife since it seems that David is bagging.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do it, they need to use it fast because the race is almost over. Oh,
and he actually gets bumped off by, I believe, Knack. I think he shroomed up there. So this could look good for MV, but MV are still like 5, 6, 8 right now. Oh, random green there for coming in. No,
next
looks
did
like
not pull shocks. So them is games, lads.
That is good games. IS have secured the win in terms of plus-minus points, overall plus-minus, or head-to-head plus-minus. F in chat for MV. But yeah, this is a very, very crucial win for IS. They made a huge statement with this match. And I do think that they're going to carry their momentum against FL in the last week. It's going to be a very interesting match to see, though. I think we could probably try to cast that match too.
I mean, and now that I mentioned, like, MV is in a really bad position because FL has nothing to win for with that match. So they might not even like attempt to pull a main LU or anything similar to that, or just actually try the match.
Not even like first seed or anything like that. I don't know where they are at the moment.
They let me just confirm. Yeah, they're down 8 actually. No, they still have a chance. My bad. If they win the match against MV, against IS, it might go down to heads to heads, depending on how they're doing it against MV and Remake.
Let me double check that real quick because I didn't have it pulled up before the standings, but we'll check the standings real quick.
Yeah, this can be anyone's game aside from Remake. They already secured. They're the only team that secured playoffs.
Yeah, whether they get first or second seed though is all up to MV. MV, they can't do anything anymore because this is their last match, so they have no more say in how the playoffs turn out. But IS can only get second seed at best, but first seed can go to either MV or Remake, but MV could easily get knocked out as well. So Remake have playoffs secured no matter what. They're the only team that have playoffs secured.
Actually, it seems that MV is out since they're losing heads-to-heads against Final Stand. So it's up to Final Stand and IS.
They're not out. If IS beats Remake, then MV will get second. Final Stand. If IS beat Final Stand, MV will get second seed. First seed, and then IS will get second seed. If Remake beats Insane though, then Remake will get first seed. I'm sorry, I keep...
Remake already secured.
Yeah.
And IS is playing Final Stand. If Final Stand beats IS, they beat MV by heads-to-head. So MV is actually out of the playoffs right now. So the next match is actually interesting.
Yeah, but if IS beat Final Stand, then MV get first seed. Actually, no, MV gets second seed. Hold on.
No, because the FL beats MV by head-to-head. So next match pretty much determines who gets the second seed.
I'm going crazy here. I apologize. But yeah,
All
MV will
right, so
have
I'll
10,
give
Remake
a quick
10.
review for anyone that didn't understand. So MV is actually out of the playoffs since they lose heads to head against IS and Final Stand. So the next match determines who gets the second seed and who goes against Equivoke on the first playoff matches of Division 2.
Yeah, apologies for confusing you guys, but yeah, MV is actually out, which is very surprising. Yeah, because they did lose out on the head-to-head to IS. And Remake have playoff secured. Yeah, that's a very tragic end for MV's season. Very close conference, though. It was, yeah, it turned out to be a very, very competitive conference. Yeah, because Final Stand, as Money said before, Final Stand has the head-to-head plus minus No, they don't. They don't have the head-to-head against MV. Final
Oh
Stand.
yeah, I read the table wrong. Okay, so MV is not out of the table, but FL is.
That's why I got confused because I'm like, there's no way MV's out. Yeah, because MV have a head-to-head plus minus advantage against FL. So like I said before, if IS beat Final Stand, then IS will secure second seed, and Remake will secure first seed, and MV will be out. And then if Final Stand beat IS, then they will all be tied for 10 points. But MV, does that mean Final Stand is out? Because MV has
Final Stand is out.
Final Stand is out no matter what. There we go. We secured it no matter what. Final Stand is out of the playoffs no matter what. So we got that out of the way. So Team MV is going to have to hope FL.
So yeah, once more, just wanted to thank everyone for watching the match and thank Jaggy and Sal to get some match with us. And hopefully we can get the IS stream against FL going on and see who gets to play against Equivoke.
Yeah, very, very interesting match here. IS just completely blew MV out of the water, but MV's still alive. They just gotta hope that that Final Stand beat IS, but Final Stand have nothing to play for at this point, so I'm not sure if we're gonna see a Final Stand win here. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out, guys. Very, very good turnout actually. We had a turnout of 63 at one point.
All right, is there anything you would like to say before the stream ends, Jaggy?
I think we already harped on a lot of the points. I think IS did very good in terms of running when they needed to, and then whenever they were in like mid spots and such, they made use of their items, whether it was reds or megas, and MV were just not able to cope with it.
I gotta say
So, yeah,
that IS actually completely shut off my idea. They managed to win the first race and keep the momentum going through the entire war.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. I will say one more time, Dino. It is decided on head-to-head plus minus. I believe the reason why that is because overall plus minus is a little unfair. Because a reason being that you could easily get a free win. Like there are some teams that get more free wins than other teams, so it's not as fair as say head-to-head plus minus. So I think head-to-head plus minus is a more concrete and impartial and fair way to count the tiebreaker. So yeah, battle between Team MV and Insane to make the playoffs now. MV has to all they can do is watch and pray, while IS has their fate in their hands right now. So yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. Thanks for casting with me, Monies.
You're welcome.
All right.
I'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.